how Cosmo helped the fallen star shine again. The night wrapped the sky in a velvety embrace, stars twinkling like scattered diamonds across the heavens. A hush settled over Starry City as its sleepy inhabitants drifted into slumber, their dreams floating softly between the silver-lit clouds. But one small kitten wasn't ready to sleep. Perched on a fluffy cloud, Bixie, the little star kitten, gazed at the shimmering sky, his golden comet tail curled around him. He loved watching the stars, feeling their gentle glow, listening to their quiet hum. And then, it happened. A single star, brighter than all the others, trembled, flickered, and suddenly fell. A silver streak blazed across the sky, trailing stardust as the tiny light spiraled downward. "Oh no!" Bixie gasped, his ears twitching. "Something's wrong." Without hesitation, he leapt into the air, his glowing tail swishing behind him like a comet. He soared through the night, faster than the drifting clouds, chasing the trail of falling light. And then he saw it. A tiny star lay trembling on the shore of the lake of nightly dreams, its glow flickering like a candle in the wind. The still waters reflected its faint shimmer, but its little rays shivered with fear. Bixie landed gently beside it, his paws sinking into the soft, silver mist that covered the ground. "Poor thing," he whispered, stepping closer. The star fluttered its dim light and slowly opened its eyes. "Who are you?" it murmured weakly. "I'm Bixie, the star kitten," he said brightly. "But what are you doing here, all alone?" The little star trembled. I fell," it whispered. "And now, my light is fading. I don't think I can ever return to the sky." Bixie's ears drooped. He had never seen a star lose its glow before. This was serious. But he wasn't about to let this little star lose hope. "Don't worry. I know someone who can help," he said with a determined flick of his tail. The star's dim light flickered with uncertainty. "Who?" it asked hesitantly. Bixie's eyes shone with confidence. "Cosmo, the guardian of the Starry Library. He knows everything about the light of the stars. If anyone can help you shine again, it's him." The little star hesitated, its glow barely more than a whisper of light. "But what if I never shine again?" it murmured. Bixie wrapped his fluffy tail around the tiny star, as if shielding it from the cold. "You will," he said gently. "We just need to remind you how." The star thought for a moment, then gave a tiny, uncertain nod. "All right." Bixie beamed. "Then let's go. Cosmo is waiting for us in the Starry Library." With that, he carefully lifted the star into his soft paws and leapt back into the sky. Their journey had only just begun. Bixie soared through the night, his golden tail leaving a soft, shimmering trail in the darkness. He cradled the tiny fallen star gently in his paws, making sure its faint light didn't flicker out completely. Far above them, the Starry Library awaited, a place where the wisdom of the cosmos was kept in books woven from stardust, and where constellations whispered their ancient secrets to those who could listen. The journey was quiet. The little star didn't speak, only trembled slightly in Bixie's warm hold. Finally, in the distance, a soft glow of silver and gold appeared. Nestled between the nebula trees, the Starry Library stood like a beacon of quiet knowledge. Its tall crystal towers shimmered, reflecting the constellations above, and floating lanterns hovered around its entrance, glowing like tiny planets. Bixie landed carefully, his paws touching the soft, misty ground. "Cosmo," he called, his voice echoing gently through the vast halls. A moment later, a soft fluttering sound filled the air. From the highest bookshelf, a small owl with deep violet feathers and star-speckled wings gracefully descended, his golden eyes twinkling with curiosity and wisdom. It was Cosmo, the guardian of the Starry Library. He landed gently before them, folding his shimmering wings. "Bixie," Cosmo hooted in his usual calm voice, tilting his head. "What brings you here at such an hour?" Bixie carefully placed the little star onto a soft cloud cushion. "She fell from the sky," he explained, concern in his voice. "And now her light is fading. Can you help?" Cosmo's wise eyes studied the trembling star. The little star shrank under his gaze, her faint glow flickering weakly. I don't know what happened," she whispered. "One moment, I was shining, and the next, I was falling." Cosmo nodded knowingly. "Stars do not fall without reason," he said softly. "Tell me, little one, what were you thinking before you lost your light?" The tiny star hesitated. I was afraid," she admitted, her voice barely a whisper. Bixie's ears perked. "Afraid?" The little star dimmed further. "I kept thinking, what if I'm not bright enough? What if the sky doesn't need me? There are so many stars, and they all shine so beautifully. But me? I'm just small." A hush settled between them. Cosmo closed his eyes for a moment, as if listening to the silent language of the universe. Then, he spoke. "Oh, little star," he murmured gently. "You didn't fall because you weren't bright enough. You fell because you forgot your own light." The little star flickered in surprise. Cosmo unfurled a wing and gestured to the vast shelves of the Starry Library. "Every star in the sky has a story," he said. "And not one of them shines in the same way. Some burn bright and bold, lighting up the sky like comets. Others glow softly, bringing warmth and calm. Some guide travelers, some whisper to dreamers, and some simply shine because that is who they are." He turned back to the little star. "You may be small, but your light is yours alone. The sky wouldn't be the same without you." The tiny star trembled. "But what if I'm still not bright enough?" Cosmo smiled gently. "Then you must remember what makes you shine." Bixie's tail curled around the little star, his voice soft but certain. "Come on," he said. "Let's find your light again." And with that, Cosmo led them deeper into the Starry Library, where the wisdom of the stars awaited. The vast halls of the Starry Library stretched endlessly before them, their ceilings woven from constellations, their floors made of shimmering mist. Books hovered gently in the air, their pages glowing with the knowledge of the universe. The little star followed Cosmo and Bixie cautiously, her glow still faint, but now flickering with a tiny spark of curiosity. At last, they arrived at a grand, open chamber. In its center stood the celestial mirror, a vast, polished surface that reflected not just light, but the very essence of the stars themselves. Cosmo landed beside it, his star-speckled wings folding neatly. "This mirror," he said softly, "shows a star not as the world sees them, but as they truly are." The little star hesitated. "What if I look inside and I don't see anything at all?" she murmured. Cosmo's golden eyes gleamed with warmth. "You will," he assured her. "But you must be ready to truly see yourself." The tiny star took a trembling step forward. She gazed into the mirror's surface and gasped. She had expected to see a dim reflection, a weak and fading light. But instead, she saw a sky full of warmth. Soft, gentle rays of light stretched from her core, weaving between the stars like glowing threads, connecting them in ways she had never noticed before. She wasn't the brightest nor the boldest, but her glow had a quiet strength. It brought harmony, tied the constellations together, filled the spaces between them with something whole and beautiful. Bixie's eyes sparkled. "See? You were never small," he said. "You just didn't know how much you mattered." The little star trembled, not with fear, but with something new. Hope. I never saw myself like this before," she whispered. Cosmo gave a slow, wise nod. "Sometimes, stars forget their own light. But the sky never does." The little star gazed at her reflection for a long moment. And then, a soft glow bloomed within her. It started faint, barely a flicker. But then it grew, like a candle finding its flame, like dawn breaking after the longest night. And suddenly, the little star wasn't trembling anymore. She was shining. Bixie beamed. "You did it," he purred, his tail curling happily. Cosmo smiled. "But you're not done yet," he said gently. "Now that you have found your light, there is only one thing left to do." The little star tilted her head. "What's that?" Cosmo's golden eyes twinkled. "You must return to the sky." The little star hesitated. She had fallen so far. Could she really rise again? Bixie stepped closer, his voice soft but certain. "We'll go with you," he said. "You don't have to do it alone." The little star took a deep breath. And with her heart full of new light, she rose. The little star floated upward, her glow now steady but still uncertain. The vast sky stretched before her, so high, so endless. Could she really rise all the way back? She faltered for a moment. Cosmo, ever patient, flapped his shimmering wings and soared beside her. "The sky has been waiting for you," he murmured. "It is time." Bixie, gliding just beneath her, swished his golden comet tail, sending a gentle current of stardust swirling around them. "You're not alone," he reminded her. "We'll go as far as you need us to." The little star took a deep breath. And then, with a flicker of courage, she rose higher. She floated past the celestial mirror, where her reflection still shone, reminding her of what she had seen. She passed the Starry Library, its glowing books whispering words of encouragement. She soared beyond the lake of nightly dreams, where the water rippled gently, as if bidding her farewell. Higher and higher she climbed, her glow growing stronger with each passing moment. Until finally, she reached the sky. A hush fell over the night as the other stars turned to greet her, their light pulsing in welcome. The little star trembled, not with fear, but with something warm and whole. She had made it. She was home. And then, with all the brilliance in her heart, she let herself shine, fully, brightly, completely. Her light stretched across the sky, weaving between the constellations, filling the spaces she had once believed to be too large for her. And the sky, which had always waited, embraced her light as if it had never been gone at all. Bixie and Cosmo watched from below, their own lights glowing softly. "She did it," Bixie whispered. Cosmo's golden eyes gleamed with quiet pride. "She was never lost," he said. "She just needed to remember who she was." Bixie curled up on a nearby cloud, his tail wrapping around him. "I think tonight was a good night," he murmured sleepily. Cosmo chuckled, his wings shifting as he settled beside him. "The best nights," he said, "are the ones where stars learn to shine again." And high above them, in the vast, endless sky, the little star twinkled with a light that would never fade. The starry city slumbered beneath a sky that had never shone brighter. Bixie let out a soft yawn, his fur glowing faintly in the moonlight. Cosmo, ever watchful, gazed at the constellations above, knowing that the sky was now whole once more. The stars whispered their ancient lullabies, filling the night with a warmth only those who listen can hear. And somewhere, in a dream, a child looked up at the sky and saw a tiny star twinkle just a little brighter than before. The end. Sweet dreams, little dreamers.